Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of NBL Live here at the Solent Sports Complex. 5. It would have been a rather scrappy first few minutes of basketball. 5:55 left in the first.
It's been high energy, it's been high intensity, and there's been some scrappy basketball, but there's been some really slick passing, some slick movement, and the shot's not always gone down.
Adalola puts up a 3. Short.
That was a great bit of defending by Okoronkwo. Had a hand right in his face as he wanted to get that shot off.
Adalola lost his footing there. Okoronkwo with the board, and Solent can press. Sentence keeps his dribble alive, and his shot goes. And good to hear that we have sound, so unfortunately you will have to put up with us, ladies and gentlemen, but good to have you all on board on YouTube. Adalola. Kestrels lead 8-7. It's been a scrappy opening few minutes here on the south coast. Adalola bumped into Charles. Okoronkwo with the loose ball.
That was another strong drive. And that's what Hemel like to do. That's how they play the game.
Charles ran out of room. No, he was fouled by Lee Hodges on the floor.
Yeah, his feet weren't quite set. He tried to move with them a little bit too much, and you just can't do that.
I said, good to have everyone on board here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Apologies for the loss of sound earlier. Good to have legendary Worthing Thunder commentator Dave Marshall on board with us here today, as well as Brendan Okoronkwo's mother, Gloria. Good to have you on board. Sentence for 3. Short. Rebound by Polion. Here is Williams. Kestrels lead 8-7 here. Low scoring game, it must be said. 4:19 left in this first quarter. Hodges finds a little bit of daylight. Blocking foul on Dads. And Lee Hodges will go to the line for 2.
You've got to be a brave man to get between Lee Hodges and a basket when he wants to get there. Fantastic. But, you know, his feet, was he in the charge zone?
He was not, no.
Okay, well, there we go.
Lee Hodges, 7-foot veteran, formerly of the Essex and Hearts Leopards, and also a Great Britain under-20 international. You feel one of the more efficient big men in this league.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. His touch around the basket is, I mean, that was a real brute force play, but he's got some real nice finesse basketball in him as well.
And just to let everyone know, our sponsors for tonight's game: Wilson, the match ball supplier of the National Basketball League, Sports Serve, and Dynamic. Lee Hodges now to the line for 2 shots, makes the first. And Lee Hodges misses the second. Okoronkwo gets the rebound. Hemel Storm lead 9-8. Okoronkwo, quick first step, kicks it out. Smith, open 3, nails it.
That's great play. It's just great individual play to get that, get in position, get open.
Newman responds with a 3 at the other end.
Bit more scoring for you, John?
Low scoring, it's not now. It's back to how we thought it would be. Sentence. Okoronkwo. Dads at the foul line. And Dads has shot his way off. Charles gets the rebound, and he'll go to the line for 2. Of course, as we stated, great fan support from both sides here tonight, near full house at the Solent Sports Complex.
It's fantastic, and it's a great gym, great basketball, 2 great teams. All of it, all in all, it's pretty great.
A lot of support for Ian Smith on our YouTube comments. Great to see. Great to see Shonda Smith tuning in. Of course, Ian Smith, first professional season from Minnesota. Spent 4 years Northern State. Graduated with a degree in business. There's a slight delay here as Travis Charles goes to the line. And Darren, we touched on this before the game. Travis Charles, obviously the MVP of the playoff final last season, 22 points, 18 rebounds last week. But just what kind of player is he, not just for Solent, but for the National Basketball League as a whole?
Oh, he's a player to, not to put pressure on, but to hang the league on to a certain extent. He's the marquee. I mean, he's got everything that you want. He is plan A, B, and C a little bit for Solent. He can do a little bit of everything, and do you know what? He just looks cool doing it.
He was here long before the women's game actually started. Before the women's game, we streamed it. The under-18s were playing as Williams puts up a three way short. And he was shooting around with the kids. That was really good to see. Dads all the way. And Polion with the rebound. Polion, the number 21, yet to get off the mark. Williams lost the handle. Sentence collects it. It's one-on-one here. Elliot Sentence all the way, no good. On the follow was Lee Bazumbro.
If he wasn't going to get that, Jonathan James was. The way they crashed that offensive glass, you love to see that.
And Jonathan Lashley is into the game. Polion for two is no good. Kestrels. Again, Ian Smith loses the handle, and Mike Williams all the way, makes no mistake about it.
And that was Will Ashby, that swipe at the ball, the dive, the desperation play, the outlet, beautiful.
Walid Mamouni also into the game for the Storm. Sentence all the way, counted and a foul.
It's unfortunate from a Hemel point of view. You don't want to be giving up the and ones at this point. Well, at any point, but certainly as the Kestrels are starting to get into a little bit of an ascendancy, certainly from the line.
You feel that Solent just getting into their rhythm at some point as well. Hemel with a few lax possessions, even though they had that layup at the other end just a moment ago.
I mean, Solent, they are so deep, they can just keep throwing body after body after body at you. And if you're not taking all of your chances, and if you're not getting as many empty possessions as you, or on a defensive end as you can, then it is going to really start to bite as we go through this basketball game. But very, very early on so far.
Sentence makes the resulting free throws, and the Kestrels lead 18-13 with 2:25 remaining in the first quarter. Mamouni. And Jack Bonnell into the game for the first time. I think an offensive foul has been called on Bonnell. In fact, no, it's not. Mamouni. It's on Walid Mamouni, sorry.
His second in the game already.
And that's, yep, as you said, Mamouni's second foul. Smith. Bazumbro. Nice passing around there from the Kestrels. Smith long with his three. Sentence collects the offensive rebound. Bazumbro, Okoronkwo all the way. And Solent again collect it. Sentence. Lashley all the time in the world, but his two is no good. Adalola. Beautiful use of his body there from Bodie Adalola, and he's going to go to the line for two. Beautiful drive there from the Hemel number 5, but he will go to the line for two.
I want to take us back to that offensive possession from Solent Kestrels. A lot of that was generated by the good, hard work of Jonathan Lashley off the ball. It goes unpraised, underappreciated a lot, but he's boxing people out, giving Okoronkwo the opportunity, the space, the time. He's going up for the rebounds. He's taking a mid-range jumper, which isn't entirely his game, but keep an eye on him if you want to learn the forward position. Keep a keen eye on number 13 in black.
Of course, Jonathan Lashley, formerly of the London Lions. Solent, of course, have been drawn in the BBL Trophy against the London Lions. That will take place in the new year at the Copper Box Arena in the capital.
You know he's going to enjoy that.
And a turnover, great press there from Adalola and Jack Bonnell, and Ian Smith turns it over.
Yeah, a little bit breakdown in communication. Great press by Storm. But again, a learning experience.
And Jack Bonnell just asking the official there just to clean up the ball as we get started again. Adalola on the ball. Adalola driving Okoronkwo. Stolen by Charles, and Okoronkwo comes up with it. Bazumbro. kicks it out. Sentence wide open for three. Puts it in. Elliot Sentence from downtown. And the Kestrels lead 21-14.
That's what he loves to do. He loves to shoot the three ball. And when you get a pass like that, you've got to take the opportunity.
Ashby finds Polion. Hook shot, short. And Polion and Bazumbro fighting over it, but it came off Bazumbro last. Stays Hemel possession. As we enter the final minute of this first quarter in what has been a rather scrappy encounter. It's picked up since. Adalola. Oh, Adalola, yeah, it was a foul there. I think Elliot Sentence just pushed over Will Ashby. And referee David Griffin in good position. David Griffin, one of the newer officials in Division 1, one of the younger generation. We touched on during the women's game that, speaking to referee Tim Brown earlier, that they want these younger officials to keep tuning into these NBL live streams and just see what it's like from a home perspective.
That's a fantastic way to learn the game, learn the role of the match official. And certainly as you can watch it back, you can just focus, pinpoint what are the officials doing at all times.
Lashley all the way. He's going to go to the line for two, and absolutely right. You know, Tim Brown saying that more referees need to watch basketball, not just in the EuroLeague or the NBA, but also here at home, the NBL, the BBL. There's lots of options now for people to watch, to see what it's like here at home, and just to gather tips from officials. And David Griffin was one of those officials. Of course, he was a West Harts Warriors junior back in the day, under the management of his mother Angela, who I hope is watching tonight or is somewhere in the vicinity. And it's certainly great to have David as an NBL Division 1 referee. Of course, the other officials tonight, Asmina Stamatu and Hodge Fozzie.
A great way of keeping in touch with the game, even if you may not be able to play it anymore, still officiating. It's a great way to give back to a beautiful game of basketball.
Mamouni backing up Bazumbro. Good defense from Bazumbro, and now Solent can come up with it. And I think, yeah, Elliot Sentence carried the ball as he was looking to pass it. He was caught in two minds. And referee Asmina Stamatu in good position there to call the carry.
That was a fantastic bit of defending by Bazumbro, though. He stayed with him the whole way, didn't give an inch, and very nearly came off him in a big way.
Just over 3 second differential between shot clock and game clock here. Ashby, Adalola, backs up his man, puts up a shot, no good. Final few seconds, Okoronkwo, half-court heave, he's too strong, and that ends the first quarter here at the Solent Sports Complex. Solent Kestrels lead 22-14. Elliot Sentence, the leading man for the Kestrels, with 10 points. And Mike Williams with 6 to lead Hemel. Your thoughts on the first quarter?
It's been fantastic. It's been so enjoyable. It's been so exciting, so full of energy. Now, you've used the word scrappy. I'm going to disagree with you right there. I think it's been full of passion. And that's what we want to see in the National Basketball League Division 1. But also, yeah, the points weren't coming early. Now they are in a big way. Once teams are going through their sets, getting the ball out into the areas that they want it, high percentage looks for these teams, we're going to see a high quality game of basketball. Now nerves are settled a little bit. Again, they know they're on the ball still.
And if you are joining us on the YouTube channel, welcome. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Basketball England YouTube channel. Of course, there are live stats to this game as well. Just go to basketballengland.co.uk, and at the bottom of the homepage is the live stats for all the Division 1 games, all the Division 1 women's games, WNBL, and of course the Division 2 games, preference to the north and the south. And it is good to see so many people watching on the YouTube channel. There's a few comments there. I'm not going to try an American accent. I'm 100% English, I do promise you. But it's good to have a lot of comments, you know, regardless of whether it's banter or comments about who you're watching, who for, what family members you're here to watch. It is great to have so many people watching basketball here in England, not just in England, but also in the States, in Malta, as we watched earlier with the women's game, all across the world.
Yeah, completely. You know, the basketball community in this country is enormous, and the potential is there for it to grow even further. The product on the floor right now, I mean, what more would you want to do? On a Saturday evening, this is on the YouTube. We've got two of the top teams in the country going at it, Hammer and Tong. Another 30 minutes, yes please.
Ian Smith, a very popular person. Gerald Ford, good to have you on board, buddy. All the way from Los Angeles. And he is certainly proud of his nephew Ian, which is good to have. So here we go, second quarter about to start at the Solent Sports Complex here on the south coast of England. Hemel in orange, Solent in black. In case you didn't know, here is Elliot Dadds. Inside to Travis Charles, stripped by Newman. Good hands there from the Holtz, the Hemel number 4. Ashby for 3 is good. Will Ashby from downtown.
I love that last defensive set from Hemel. Lee Hodges doesn't mind coming high up to in the perimeter because he knows he's got men behind him about to do the hard graft, strip that ball. Beautiful defensive set.
Okoronkwo. Sentence finds Elliot Dadds. Dadds feeling it, but he's long.
And he was a little bit late on the box out, but sort of close out rather, but just did enough.
Adelola only with a single point so far. Hodges. Shot clock down to 6. Adelola off the glass. Or a floater, excuse me, but he is fouled. It was a late whistle, but he is going to go to the line for 2 shots.
I don't think anybody can have too many complaints about that one. But again, that's his game. He lives in that. If there's a lane, I'm going to go and find it. If there's not a lane, I'm going to manufacture it.
And for a point guard, that's a fantastic skill set to have, and a really, you know, only 5'10", Bodie Adelola. So to have that skill, that strength, you know, that fearless technique to just drive to the hoop. And he does live at the foul line at times as well. You know, it's only got a single point thus far, but definitely we'll see more points from him as the game goes.
Oh, for sure, for sure. The thing with him is he's not like the newer, smaller point guard who's all about jacking threes. He will go to the corner, and if it's a catch and shoot situation, if it's right for him, he will take it. But he is about transition points, driving, being aggressive.
And makes the first free throw. It's certainly great to have a full house here at the Solent Sports Complex. Adelola at the foul line for a second. I don't know if you can, can't see it on the live stream actually, but a few of the Solent Kestrels juniors from the lecture room above that basket where Adelola was shooting from were even banging on the windows trying to put him off his foul shot. Sentence all the way for 2. Beautifully done by Elliot Sentence. He now moves on to 12.
We've got banging on windows, we've got hooters. This is European basketball.
Newman, formerly of the Essex and Hearts Leopards, pass wayward, but Adelola picks it up. 5 on the shot clock. Adelola drives at Sentence, poor pass, Dadds picks it up. And Dadds finds Lashley. And Dadds will reset. Dadds going all the way off the glass, strong on the follow is Lashley. And there we go, you can see a great shot of the supporters here at the Solent Sports Complex as a timeout has been called. And my second trip here to Solent, your first.
Yes.
What have you made of the Solent Sports Complex? A new facility. Solent, of course, played at in nearby Eastleigh along the A27, somewhat along the M27.
Just off on the train.
Exactly, yeah. Have moved to the city centre here in Southampton on the Solent University campus. What are your first thoughts on this venue?
How many superlatives have I used already in this broadcast? No, it's a truly fantastic venue. I mean, you can see the court on the screen. It's custom for basketball. The only markings you see is basketball, and that's big. We want to have that at the higher levels if we can. But we've got community courts, we've got this. It's a huge venue, and it's built around the community as well as the top tier basketball. It's really fantastic, really fantastic.
Absolutely, and speaking to Solent Kestrels management, not just throughout today, but when I was down here for the Bradford game on November 2nd, all the Solent teams play on this court, which is an incredible advantage to have. All the junior teams from both men and women, their women's team, their second team who of course play in Division 2, and of course the men that we're seeing now. It's a fantastic advantage to have playing on a basketball court that's specifically designed for basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from the ground up, it will be literally from the ground up. Like, this is going to be sprung correctly. You're not going to find dead spots. It's really high quality gym, and the kids who get to play on it from an early age, I mean, they're lucky. They're really lucky. But, you know, good for them for taking the opportunities that are presented to them.
Solent 26, Hemel 17. First few minutes of this second quarter. Hodges. Williams back into the game. Loses it. Dads stripped it off him as he was looking to pass to Hodges. Chris Scarlett into the game. Puts up a three. Long. And Williams collects the ball. Ashby. Nice pass. Hodges. Newman. Inside to Hodges. Backs his man. Offensive foul call. Chris Scarlett getting into the way of Lee Hodges.
What a story, Chris Scarlett. You know, he was retired. He was out the game, and then he saw what was brewing here. It's Solent this season, and he had to come back for a little bit more.
Absolutely won the league and playoff double last season, and as you said, was set to retire, but he was in attendance for the first 3 games of the season, and it was actually the game away to Worthing Thunder. He was there, and he just straight away said, you know what, I don't want to retire. I want this. I want to play. I've still got something left in the tank. And certainly a great energy off the bench, plays well in spots. And taking a charge, no mean feat against the 7-foot Lee Hodges, as we've discussed earlier.
Oh, again, it takes a brave man.
Dads. Here is Scarlett, second three, makes no mistake this time. Chris Scarlett from downtown.
This is what he can do. He's so versatile, so vital to this team, both ends of the floor. And you know how happy Matt Diamond must be to have him back. Diamond, sorry.
Everyone's entitled to one. Solent now lead 29-17. Brief break in play while one of the volunteers, hard-working volunteers, mops the sweat off the floor. And volunteers such an integral part of not just the NBL but Basketball England in its entirety. Without volunteers there would be no Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 and so forth.
You wouldn't. Yes, the whole game runs on volunteers, goodwill, passion, and we have the awards every year for community volunteers, which pays a bit of that back. But so again, thank you to everybody involved in it, volunteers, people cleaning the courts, doing the scorers, the stats people, table officials, match officials, anybody involved in allowing 10 men to get on that floor and show them what they can do.
Of course, it's not just the adults that volunteer, also the kids, of course, as you can see on the screen just there. Youngster sweeping up the floor. I'm going to predict no older than 10 years old. Doing a fantastic job.
He's been active all afternoon, all evening. He's been collecting signs. He's been telling people where to sit. He was helping out with the warm-ups. He's been an all-action individual.
Just looking through the comments as play is still stopped. Ian Smith coming into the game for Elliot sentence. Good to have Pablo Cheeks on board.
Hey.
Alan Cunningham, a former Worthing Bear and a Solent Stars player. For some reason he wanted me to mention him, so there we go. Alan Cunningham, of course, a legend of the British game. Williams for two, good, beautifully done by Mike Williams as he was almost in movement for that two. And the gap is 10, Okoronkwo. Okoronkwo gets it back off Lashley, kicks it out to Dads. That's passing from Solent. Shot clock winding down though. Okoronkwo puts up a three, knocks it down. Brendan Okoronkwo 6 for 6 last week. First three of the evening here.
That is tough, that is tough. He had Sam Newman all over him and still got that shot off. Perfect, nothing but net. Okoronkwo.
One of the more underrated guards in this league. Williams looks to answer and does!
Just getting this special.
Hemel with majority of Hemel baskets though very much on isolation. No real team effort at the moment, but it's working for them.
We said this coming in. We knew it would be ISO heavy. Solent are ready for that, but
Smith going all the way, he's going to go to the line for 2.
But to allow an to operate, the other 4 have to be, you know, boxing out. They have to be in position. They have to, you know, be detracting enough. And you know, when it's time for a set play, you know, it'll be time for a set play.
We're still looking at the comments, and a great point made there by Tony Shorey from the massive fan of the Essex and Hearts Leopards. At one point, all Hemel players that were on the court, the ex-Leopards players, of course, Lee Hodges, Sam Newman from last season, Will Ashby, Jack Bonnell and Bodie Adalola, of course, all ex-Leopards players. There's a heavy contingent of that, and of course, Essex Leopards, one of the teams we'll be featuring at some point during the season for definite on our NBL live stream.
It's such an important thing, that bond, that familiarity you have playing with one another. If we take a trip down the divisions to NBL Division 3 very quickly, the Northamptonshire Titans, they are a bunch of guys who've come down from D1, D2. They're used to playing together, they grew up together, now they're back and they are running amok in that division, and that's sort of what Hemel are looking to do now.
Here is one of the ex-Leopards, Adalola. Poor pass though, Williams nearly got it. There's a scramble for it. Here's Polion. Williams puts up a 3. Knocks, no, doesn't knock it down. He stepped out of bounds, excuse me. I nearly got ahead of myself.
Just that right foot was a little bit too far back. And maybe it wasn't the best pass in the world initially. However, the defending, the energy, the intensity is all at about an 11 out of 10.
That's Williams' 3rd turnover in this game. Has 11 points at the moment. He's shooting the ball very well. His only 2 misses from the field have been 3-pointers. I'd like to see Ian Smith there getting involved in the cleaning. That's certainly good to see.
Bodie Adalola, just a bit of a dab with the foot there.
And Bodie Adalola with the slight dab of his foot. Yeah, I've done that. That's my job done. Reminds me when I'm cleaning the house. Here is Smith. Inside, Okoronkwo, beautiful link-up move there between Elliot Dads and Brendan Okoronkwo.
That was really good from Kestrels, but the Storm cannot afford those sort of breakdowns.
Adalola. Polion. Still yet to get off the mark here. Here he is on the ball, and his duck is broken.
That's not a bad way to get off the mark. Nice and aggressive. Inside.
Okoronkwo showing the ball there to Newman on the turnaround and puts it in. Brendan Okoronkwo with a pretty little turnaround jumper.
It's unfair. It's unfair that they've been able to add him. It's incredible.
Okoronkwo moves on to 9. Here is Williams going all the way, blows the layup, and Dads comes up with it. Mike Williams, I think, was caught in 2 minds. Scarlett, pull up 3, feeling it! And the Kestrels now lead 39-24. Their lead has ballooned to 15 points. Hemel really need an answer. Can they get it here? They can! Jake Murphy from downtown.
It's his season high in points.
First 3 of the day for Jake Murphy, 6 points. Okoronkwo all the way, no mistaking about that one. Saw a slither of room and put it in off the glass.
Great play, great individual play. But that's what they're going to do. They're going to see an inch and they're going to take a mile, and 2 points with it.
Murphy. pass, Adelola off the glass, pretty move but nothing doing. And Polion stripped by Scarlett. Ian Smith, all the time in the world, puts in a three, timeout Hemel. Drew Spinks, the coach, has seen enough. And Solent, as they have done pretty much throughout this season, unbeaten at 10-0, are running amok of Hemel right now.
I'm a little bit frustrated with that last play, that last offensive set by Hemel. It's a little bit too static for my liking. Need a few more cuts. But then in the end, the play was very, very good, but I think Adelola, he was a little bit too deep trying to play that. But a little bit more movement, it's just little things, and the Storm can see themselves right back in this game.
Solent lead by 17 points, 3:17 remaining in this half. If you were Drew Spinks, of course, Mike Williams with 11 points. Scoring is fairly well balanced, but it's just their offense has been very isolated. You know, everyone wants to play for themselves, it would seem right now.
Yeah, to a surprising degree. Again, we know they're an ISO team, but we thought I'd expect more movement, just more cuts to the basket, more fakes, more screens, more something. And yeah, it's becoming a little bit one-man showy. And I'm sure that the coaching staff will be looking to address that, maybe try and come up with some things. Who has the possession?
It's a Hemel possession off the three from Ian Smith.
So this is where they're very dangerous. Sorry, out of timeouts.
But never count Hemel out. Of course, they're joint second in this league. One of the top teams in the NBL Division 1, so never count them out. Here's Adelola, backing Dads. Good play there from Polion, using his strength to outmuscle Dads, and he scores.
That's really good. And that's going to be high percentage stuff from Polion, you'd imagine.
Ashley at the top of the key. Here he is. Smith. Still keeping his dribble alive. Lashley, long two as the shot clock wound down, and Jonathan Lashley scored.
The battle he was having inside with Jake Murphy, really wants to keep an eye on, especially on the other end of the floor.
Here is Murphy with Zumbro on him. Newman finds Adelola. Adelola finds Polion. Shot clock winding down. Polion with the turnaround jumper. He's good.
That's nice. That is nice. And Jonathan Lashley, he's a good defender, and he is long. So to do that, that's impressive.
Smith, beautiful move from Ian Smith. And he now moves on to 8. Polion, 2. No good. Good defense there from Lashley, getting a hand up as Polion was going for the jumper. Here is Smith, and a blocking foul on Adelola, and that'll be his first foul of the evening. Of course, an interesting battle. You talk about battles inside, and another battle to look out for is Adelola against Ian Smith, two of quite possibly the quickest point guards in the league.
Yes, Ian Smith's got a great explosive first step. I don't feel like, I was just thinking about that. I don't think that we've really seen that explosiveness from him as yet. He hasn't had to bring it out, but my gosh, when he brings it out, you are going to see it. But yeah, Adelola, he'll be able to match him. He'll be able to be at his side most of the way. And then hopefully, and this is where the defense comes in, a switch can come, a big can pick him up, and he can rotate it on.
Solent lead 48-31. As we can see, more shots of our fantastic fan support, even though they are camera shy. That's our cameraman's fault. Here is Smith. Bazumbro looking for options. It's a wild pass to Okoronkwo. Okoronkwo wanted it on the floor. And Bazumbro, the youngster from South London, with the turnover.
It's an odd possession. They're really taking their time there.
1:25 remaining in the half. Adelola. He's only got 2 points, shooting 0 for 6 from the field. Step back jumper from Williams, no good. And here comes Smith. for the Kestrels. Smith putting on the Jets and doesn't get anything there, even at the second attempt. Now Hemel can break, but Solent so quick back on defence. Polion. Great defence there from Dads, but he doesn't. It's a travel. I thought he got the basket there, but Polion travelled with it. Great defence from Elliot Dads. Something that we don't touch upon that often is Dads' defence. A lot of people know him from his scoring. He was a Division 2 Player of the Year when they were last in Division 2. And a steal there from Bennell on Lashley, and a poor pass from Adelola, and Williams showing his frustration a little bit there, the Brooklyn native. And a turnover again from the Storm. That's their 12th turnover in this game.
You can't come into and turn the ball over with that regularity.
Smith. That's looking for Okwonkwo, but it was a trio of Hemel players. Another turnover this time for the Kestrels. Adelola with the floaters, long off Smith last. It'll be a Hemel possession. Adelola now 0 for 7 from the field.
Doubling up on your thought there, how quickly were the Solent players back in position? Like Jonathan Lashley was right there. Adelola must have been quite freaked out to see him there.
Bennell, long with his two. Final 20 seconds of the half. Bazumbro all the way. It'll be 2 shots for Luke Bazumbro. Loves scoring in transition as the Solent number 6, and at 15 he was actually offered a scholarship down to the to Monteverde Academy, and he would have actually played alongside D'Angelo Russell. Of course, we all know him, plays for the Golden State Warriors. Such an exciting prospect, Luke Bazumbro, and saw him in the game against Bradford, and in transition, so quick and so strong, plays with no fear at all. And it's great to see him excelling in the NBL.
Absolutely youngster as well, 22 years old, and he's got speed. What I love about him is he doesn't mind picking up in his own end and just going coast to coast on the drive, and he's got the ability to finish with the best of them.
Shot clock turned off, final 10 seconds of this first half. Here is Adelola for the Hemel Storm, who trail 48-31. Mamouni on the ball. Shot clock winding down. They've got to put up something. Adelola for 3 is good at the buzzer. Great shot from Bodie Adelola, and just what he needed and what the Hemel Storm needed. But they still trail at the half, 38-34. Mike Williams leading Hemel with 11 points. Elliot Senton's the high man for Solent with 12.
That's tough. That is tough, 14 points. But the amount of energy that 3 is going to have given them coming into the second half, we can't discount that at all. Things to work on, certainly. Got to have more movement on offense. But lots of very good out of that first half from both sides. But certainly not all doom and gloom in the Hemel dressing room at all. Plenty of time left.
Absolutely, and that brings an end to the first half of our NBL Division 1 coverage here at the Solent Sports Complex, where the Solent Kestrels lead the Hemel Storm in a top-of-the-table clash, 48-34. Keep the comments coming. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Basketball England YouTube channel, and we'll be back in around 12 minutes' time.
So Slam Jam, it's a new initiative by Basketball England, targeted at 7 to 11-year-olds. It's about getting the children to have fun, to link basketball with a fun experience so that we can get lifelong involvement in the sport. And it's really focused on engagement and a fun, positive first experience. So it's not so much about the skill development side of basketball. It's really just about giving people a positive first experience of basketball. They're having fun, they're with their friends, they can develop at their own pace in their own time. So it's really developing on coordination, core strength, as well as basketball skills. So there's not necessarily basketball specific games, but they've got basketballs thrown in there. So they're working on dribbling, shooting, passing in a less structured environment than like a training session. And it's just focused on fun and getting primary school age children engaged. When they come to the first Slam Jam session, they get a t-shirt which they can keep, Each primary school, they get some Slam Jam basketballs and a little goodie bag that the children can take home. And another thing, throughout the session, if we see like someone's doing really good at a certain skill or teamwork or being just nice and friendly to other people, they can get stickers. Good practice and sportsmanship as well as being good at the skills. So I think the reason this program is different is that there's a 12-week curriculum and there's different things to work on. And obviously, as a coach, you can kind of chop and change a little bit as is appropriate for the age group that you're teaching. But it just means that everybody's getting that same fun, first positive experience. Literally, we're just trying to get them to have positive experiences with basketball so that later on they can be maybe even just a supporter of the game. Go online, get in touch with Basketball England. They can also search Slam Jam for the local centres to them that run the initiative, and they can inquire and maybe even get a coach to come in and run a 12-week session.
Games of this Eurobasket women. So Slam Jam, it's a new initiative by Basketball England, targeted at 7 to 11-year-olds. It's about getting the children to have fun, to link basketball with a fun experience so that we can get lifelong involvement in the sport. And it's really focused on engagement and a fun, positive first experience. So it's not so much about the skill development side of basketball. It's really just about giving people a positive first experience of basketball. They're having fun, they're with their friends, they can develop at their own pace in their own time. So it's really developing on coordination, core strength, as well as basketball skills. So there's not necessarily basketball specific games, but they've got basketballs thrown in there. So they're working on dribbling, shooting, passing in a less structured environment than like a training session. And it's just focused on fun and getting primary school age children engaged. When they come to the first Slam Jam session, they get a t-shirt which they can keep. Each primary school, they get some Slam Jam basketballs and a little goodie bag that the children can take home. And another thing, throughout the session, if we see like someone's doing really good at a certain skill or teamwork or being just nice and friendly to other people, they can get stickers. Good practice and sportsmanship as well as being good at the skills. So I think the reason
this program is different is that there's a 12-week curriculum and there's different things to work on. And obviously, as a coach, you can kind of chop and change a little bit as is appropriate for the age group that you're teaching. But it just means that everybody's getting that same fun, first positive experience. Literally, we're just trying to get them to have positive experiences with basketball so that later on they can be maybe even just a supporter of the game. Go online, get in touch with Basketball England. They can also search Slam Jam for the local centres to them that run the initiative, and they can inquire and maybe even get a coach to come in and run a 12-week session.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Solent Sports Complex here on the south coast in Southampton, where the Solent Kestrels lead the Hemel Storm 48-34, but Hemel with that buzzer-beating triple from Bodie Adalola gives them great confidence going into this third quarter. Is there anything else particularly on the stat sheet that you were fond of there?
Firstly, Elliot Dads, you mentioned him, how everybody gets carried away with the scoring, rightly so, he's a great scorer. No points in this ball game, but he does have 7 assists and 3 rebounds, so he's really, bringing it in other ways. From a more team point of view, there's not been any real scoring runs. The highest run from Solent was 8 points, Hemel just 5. So it's been very back and forth, and we can see that throughout the first half. Also, 0 second chance points from the Storm. That is telling, whereas Solent have 10. So a big thing that the Storm needs to try and do the second half is, firstly, collect those offensive rebounds, convert them, and stop the offensive rebound in their own end.
And we are just about to start the third quarter. Reminder that our sponsors for tonight's game, official game ball supplier of the National Basketball League, Wilson, Dynamic, and SportServe. So here we go, third quarter about to begin. Hemel in orange, Solent the hosts in black. It's been a fantastic day of basketball here at the SSC. Here's Williams, automatically trapped there by Charles and Dads. Great defense there from the two Solent players. Here's Hodges, back to Williams. He's again trapped, breaks free, but is fouled. I think that was on Okoronkwo.
Great way to start. Great way to start from the Kestrels. Intensity, intensity, intensity.
Elliot Dads was, in fact, adjudged to have fouled Williams there. And here is Williams. A lot of the defensive focus is definitely on him. 6 on the shot clock. Polion puts up a 2 with Dads in his face and scores. Smith. Dads. Okoronkwo inside to Charles. Turns Hodges. Easy score for Travis Charles. And he moves on to 6 points. Quiet night for the current player of the week in the NBL.
It has been. However, when he's been on, he has been effective, again, doing other things than scoring. Putting off the shot right there.
Williams way off with his three-pointer. Here is Smith. Okoronkwo gets an easy step on Polion and scores. But Okoronkwo stays on the floor. Here's Adalola. Hodges inside. He scores. Okoronkwo still down. And there's going to be a slight break of play here as Okoronkwo favouring that left knee as he was going for the layup.
Talking about quiet, Hodges, just his 3rd point in the bowl game. They are going to need much more from him if they want to be successful today.
Solent lead 52-38. Here in our second game of the day, of course, the Solent Kestrels women were victorious today over the Loughborough Riders in our first live stream of the WNBL. Kestrels winning 82-61 in that one. And here the Kestrels men leading against the Hemel Storm. Sam Newman with the ball. And a little, almost like a volleyball tap there from Hodges to Adalola, but Adalola couldn't handle it, and it will be a Kestrels possession.
Yes, I don't think he's quite got the build to be a libero, but it was a nice idea. I like the idea, but really, we want to get him inside 2 hands, put it up. That's what the Storm will be thinking.
Gap is 14. Here's Charles. Charles spins on Hodges. His layup doesn't want to go. Newman picks up the rebound. Newman only with 3 points thus far. Adalola. Here is Polion. Newman drives inside, off the glass, gets his own rebound. And Polion couldn't handle it. Okoronkwo dives for it, and here comes Smith. Smith, and a poor pass. Newman recovers and picks it up. Adalola driving strong at Okoronkwo. Williams gets the rebound. Polion gets the second attempt. Newman puts up a three. No good. Okoronkwo, it's a bit of a scrap here, but Hemel get it back. Williams, and a foul called. In fact, an unsportsmanlike foul has been called. A scrappy few possessions. Hemel keeping the ball alive, and they will get some foul shots for it.
They will, which is going to be good. Now, will they count as second chance scoring? I'm not too sure. But that was good. That's what we want to see from both sides. Obviously, loads of offensive rebounds, loads of offensive pressure. Attack the glass when you can.
Mike Williams to the line for two. And like Ian Smith, the number 0, his opposite number for the Kestrels. This is Williams' first professional season, as you mentioned. 4 years at Rutgers University, captained the side in his senior year.
And as a junior, I believe.
Exactly, had 22. No, it was his senior year, had 22 points in the win last week over Barking Abbey. A very explosive player so far that we've seen. He's got 11 points thus far.
Yeah, that was his season high as well, that 22, 9 and 3. Sorry, 34, 9 and 2 is his season high. My apologies. And I think it's going to need him to really come close to that or even eclipse that today. But yeah, great performance last week in the win over Barking Abbey. And he's a tough player. He's got work ethic and he's got a fantastic range of passing, which he's going to need to bring all of that to the fore.
Newman. Good defense there from Smith. Got a hand up, 4 on the shot clock. Got to put up something. 3 from Polion, short. Charles with the rebound. Good hustle, though, from Williams. Hodges inside, off the glass is good. Good. A much, much better set. Some really nice passing. Dads. Sentence. Driving inside. Good defense there from Williams. I think it stays a Solent possession.
It should do, but that was absolutely clean as a whistle. Got a lot of contact on the ball.
Certainly good defense there from the Hemel number 0. Smith. Okoronkwo from the corner. Way off. Adalola with the rebound. Adalola now driving strong at Sentence. Charles picks up the rebound. Dads. Smith. Finds Sentence. Sentence for 3. In and out. Here is Adalola off the rebound from Polion.
Adalola should drive on Dads. Dads is on 3 fouls.
Newman. Newman will drive. Layup. Almost Tony Parker-esque, but no good. Smith. Finds Dads. Sentence. Had a bit of room, instead drives to the hoop. Kicks it out to Smith for 3. Long. And no one could grab the rebound. Sentence finds himself with a bit of room, and his 3 is short. Possessions at both ends are short at the moment. Adalola. Williams for 3 is good. Ike Williams from downtown. Shot clock was at 5 when he put it up. Okoronkwo. Hodges is limping at the other end. Here's Dads. All the time in the world. And Elliot Dads doesn't get it.
Absolutely crushing screen.
And Hemel now getting themselves back into this. It's another Lola's floater is no good. 52-45. Solent lead it, but their last few possessions have not been good ones. Sentence makes no mistake from the corner. And the gap is back to double digits. as Will Ashby is getting ready to check in for the Storm. Good defense there from Smith on Newman. Williams puts up a three. And Smith gets the rebound. Okoronkwo finds a bit of room, no good. Charles with the offensive rebound. Kicks it out, Dads for three. And that's short. Williams, it's 1 on 3 at the moment. Make that 1 on 2. Williams all the way, count it, and one.
It's a big, big, big play right there.
Beautiful move there from Mike Williams, driving at Elliot Dads. And Williams now goes to the line. Adelola will take a seat. Will Ashby comes into it. And the foul was actually on Ian Smith. He was the trailing player there. Elliot Dads held his ground as Williams was going up for the layup. And Williams now moves on to 18 points as Luke Bazumbro comes back into the game for the Kestrels, and Elliot Dads will take a breather. Elliot Dads still yet to get off the mark scoring-wise.
Just wondering how big that play could turn out to be. Big momentum swing maybe, fresh legs off the bench. It's going to be interesting to see the next couple of minutes.
Mike Williams completes the three-point play. Here is Okoronkwo, who has 13 points on the ball. Okoronkwo kicks it out to Sentence. Sentence on the spin, nearly got it. And it will be a Hemel possession. And the Hemel supporters really making some noise below us in the commentary booth. 55-48 Solent lead, but Hemel certainly making a game of this. Newman. Williams. Big possession here for the Storm. And good defense there. I think it was Bazumbro got his hands to Newman's pass as he was looking for Hodges inside.
7 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time to do something, but they'll need to go quick.
Shot clock winding down. And a poor pass from Hodges. Acknowledges that as Jake Murphy was too hot to handle for Jake Murphy. And it's a Solent possession. And this is a big possession, you feel, even with 3:10 left, or 3:14 remaining, excuse me, in the third quarter. Solent leading 55-48. But this is a big possession for them. They've been leading for the majority of this game. Their biggest lead of the game was 17 points, and now here they are, only leading by 7.
Yeah, Storm are going to definitely want to stop. To try and build on the momentum that they've been building the last, 2-3 minutes. They've been getting some stops, and they're going to try and go for another.
Charles loses the ball, but Bazumbro picks it back up. Nice passing from the Kestrels. Okoronkwo rattles around. Bazumbro on the follow.
Another offensive rebound, another second chance basket.
And that's Hemel's 12th point, I think, off second chance. But in fact, 12 points off second chance. And another stop there from the Kestrels, and they all of a sudden have the chance to, they're up by 9 points. They have now the chance again to go back up by double figures. It's just that way it's going right now. It's almost like a pendulum swing.
It would seem that way. It would seem that way. The question I've got to be asking of the Storm right now is, do we need to rush? Do you need to rush as much as you are? But, this game could swing right back on one more defensive stop. Who knows?
Smith lost the ball, but it will stay a Storm possession. Or a Solent possession, excuse me.
What's Okoronkwo got up his sleeve now?
Charles, and another whistle. Offensive foul has been called, I think, on Ian Smith.
I think so. That's his third foul in the game.
And if that is on Smith, third foul.
Now, I made mention earlier, if I was a Hemel Storm player, I'd be looking to drive at Dads now, maybe as well. Ian Smith. especially given how important he is to this ball club.
In fact, they've called it. In fact, no, they've reversed the call. It's now on Will Ashby. They've reversed it, and it's on Will Ashby. That's his second foul. So Ian Smith got away with one a little bit there. It's Will Ashby. They've reversed the call. Here's Smith. Puts up a three. And I think it went off Travis Charles last. It did. It's a Hemel possession. 2:18 remaining. Kestrels lead 57-48. Here is Williams. And final 2 minutes. I know we've said it a few times, but Hemel need a good few possessions here. Williams off balance too. No good. Polion, big offensive rebound. Ashby puts up a three, knocks it down. Will Ashby from downtown.
That's
and the
what
gap
he's out
is
there
6.
to do. That's what he's out there to do. Bring energy. And that's a big energy play right there.
It's important, though, for Hemel to get stops as well. As we look at the three-pointer on the instant replay there, it's important for Solent, though, to keep their composure, isn't it? Especially in front of their home fans.
Absolutely. They're such a professional outfit. I don't know how much of an issue that's going to be if we need to be thinking too much about are they going to keep their composure. But, yeah, it's important. Both sides as well. Because the Storm, it's going a little bit more in their favour, that pendulum swing you were talking about. But they cannot get carried away or it will cost them.
Dads finds Sentence, who's been quiet in this third quarter. Sentence blocked by Murphy. Bazumbro finds a way to score.
I love that possession, all of it, all of it. The defence, the hustle, and then the offensive rebound putback.
Burnell. Here is Murphy. Murphy driving strong at Charles. Gets his own rebound, nothing doing. Polion and Bazumbro fighting over it. And it stays with the Storm with 1:16 remaining.
So, not only has Murphy scored over his season high, he's now over his averaging minutes as well. He's been really lent on by Drew Spinks in this one.
Jonathan Lashley back into the game. Travis Charles takes a seat. All the way for the dunk was Polion over Lashley.
That was nasty. That's going to be on Plays of the Week.
Dad's inside. What a pass from Bazumbro.
First points in the ball game for Dads.
Last minute of the third quarter. Here's Williams. Polion for two. Long. Dads with the rebound. Okoronkwo. Lashley. Dads finds a bit of room, kicks it out. Great passing from the Kestrels. Sentence, shot clock winding down. Sentence no good. And Williams comes up with it. Big possession here from the Storm. Polion all the way at Okoronkwo. Okoronkwo stands his ground. There's a mountain of players over Polion. Bazumbro with the rebound, but Williams steals it back. Final possession, the shot clock turned off, and here is Williams. Williams step back jumper. And it goes out of bounds, doesn't even hit the rim with 0.8 of a second left. Good defense there from the Kestrels, and Solent can just breathe a sigh of relief as we end the third quarter. Dads with a Hail Mary hits the backboard. Kestrels lead 61-53, an improvement though from the Hemel Storm. And we didn't mention this, but Craig Bolion's dunk just a minute ago over Jonathan Lashley just came out of absolutely nowhere.
It was massive. It was a massive moment in this ball game, but straight up the other end, Elliot Dads, in a slightly a less showy affair, gets his opening points of the ball game, and they all count the same, don't they? So,
absolutely. And at the end of the third quarter, Solent lead 61-53 over the Hemel Storm. Still all to play for, though, in this one. Elliot Sentence had a quiet third quarter. He leads the Kestrels with 15 points. Brendan Okoronkwo not far behind him with 13. And for the Hemel Storm, Mike Williams leading the way with 19 points.
It was quiet from Sentence, but again, I'm loving what he's doing when he is out there, when he is active, especially around the basket. He's scrapping, he's fighting, he's working hard, he's trying to find opportunities for himself and others. And if he's distributing the ball a little bit more than he is taking shots, then that's going to work in his team's favour.
Absolutely. And if you were Matt Guyman, what would you be telling your guys right now? It's been a strong finish to the third quarter. However, Hemel really fought their way back into it. What would Matt Guyman be telling his guys going into this fourth period?
I don't think he'd be looking to change anything in particular. I think he'd just want them to be like, listen, you're the Solent Kestrels. You've been playing this way all year, all last year. Keep pushing, keep working, keep playing your game. Do not worry about it. Just keep feeding it inside. If it's open, shoot it.
So as we start the fourth quarter, Solent lead Hemel 61-53. Big fourth quarter needed from the Hemel Storm, but likewise for the Kestrels, it's time to just keep your composure and maintain this league. They've beaten everyone this season by double digits, but Hemel definitely so far have pushed them to the limit thus far. However, though, the Kestrels still lead by 8.
Well, the Storm do outscore the Kestrels against all other opposition. Let's see how they go the rest of this way.
Charles uses his body well on Hodges and scores.
Yeah, that's great. That's great play from the big man. Gets his defender the wrong side, and it's relatively simple for him the rest of the way there.
Ashby. And a whistle on the floor. I think that was a foul on Elliott Sentence. It is. That's his second foul of the game.
And the foul count's going to be a really interesting one. The Storm are going to want to look to try and get to the line and get the Kestrels in trouble.
And the ball goes out of bounds. I think that'll be a Solent possession, and it will. Early stages of this fourth quarter.
Early in the clock, that shot as well.
Indeed.
But if it's there, hey.
You've got to take, yeah, exactly. And I think, yeah, there's a bit of extra sweat on the ball as one of the volunteers clears it up. Those volunteers have certainly been very busy tonight, but they always are busy on game nights, especially the little ones, but they absolutely love it. Here is Dads for the Kestrels. Solent leads 63-53 in the opening moments of this fourth period. Dads. Beautiful pass and the finish by Sentence.
That was nice, and that's what Dads has been doing all night long, just facilitating, making opportunities for his teammates.
Jack Burnell inside. Greg Polion passes it to Burnell. Burnell puts up a three, no good. And Charles collects the rebound.
That was just Dad's first assist of the second half, however. 8 in the ball game.
Travis Charles, after a massive performance last week, 22 points, 8 rebounds, only 8 points and 4 boards here tonight. But Solent still hold the advantage. Dads. Backing down Burnell. Dads inside, no good. Loose ball picked up by Newman. Or by Will Ashby, excuse me. And here is Ashby. Adalola. Inside to Hodges. Hodges spins on Charles. Partially blocked there by Okoronkwo, and Okoronkwo gets the loose ball. Dads finds Bazumbro. Bazumbro all the way, and he's going to go to the line for 2. That'll be on Lee Hodges.
Yep. That's got to be a frustrating play for Lee Hodges. You know, he's trying to work. He's working hard in the post, trying to come away. And then he gets swiped, and that is his 4th foul in the ball game.
And that's a big foul, you know, especially at this stage of the game. And Storm still in this game as well. For your main starting big man to have 4 fouls, that's a huge huge thing.
Now, they do have Ollie Dykes on the bench, all 7'2" of him. The youngster played D4 last season with the Kent Crusaders. So, and of course, he did start out the season. He started out the season in a big way against Liverpool.
Adelola. And here is Williams. Williams off the glass. Tough shot from Mike Williams, but he makes it count.
Beautiful. Is that from the block?
And Mike Williams now moves on to 21 points. Sentence. And a cutting Elliot Dadds misses the layup. And another whistle has gone. And that'll be on Travis Charles. That's his third foul of the game.
I'm going to use that, your favourite word. It is now getting a little bit scrappy. The foul count's creeping up. I think that's, is that fatigue? Is that how high the intensity's been all game?
Adelola. Here is Ashby. Hodges. Moving the ball around nicely, Hemel. Adelola rattles in a three. And a timeout has been called. Matt Guyman's seen enough. And Hemel once again slowly getting their way back into this. And Solent had a stranglehold to start this fourth quarter. Hemel now starting to hit back. That's a good timeout from Matt Guyman, getting his timeout in early just to stop and neutralize that threat.
Absolutely. The lead is still 9 points, but if you've got them, use them. If there's a chance they could break any kind of armor, you want to patch that up. A timeout is a great way to kill any momentum getting built up.
Of course, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our Basketball England YouTube channel. Welcome if you have just joined us. You are watching the Solent Kestrels against the Hemel Storm in the NBL Division 1 here at Solent Sports Complex in Southampton. And it's great to see so many people leaving comments, including Angela Griffin, who I mentioned earlier, of course. Her son, David Griffin, is one of the officials here tonight. .7:26 remaining here on the South Coast. Here is Elliot Dadds. Only 2 points in this game, Elliot Dadds. Bazumbro finds a bit of room, drives at Hodges, but his layup is way off. Williams. Polion inside, off the glass is good. The gap is 7.
Great box out Lee Hodges there. Again, generating that space inside, allowing his teammates to work.
Charles from the elbow, in and out. Polion with the rebound. Ashby. Cross court to Williams. Williams finds some room. And his three is off. Bazumbro with the rebound. Dadds. And that'll be a foot violation there. It came off Mike Williams' foot as he was jumping.
Now, when is clock going to start become a factor for the Kestrels? When are they going to start to slow it down, shoot it later in the clock?
Well, at the moment, it's still a lot of game time left. 6:36 remaining. I don't think either team are thinking of that right now. Here is Dadds. Okoronkwo. Smith thought about the three. And now he puts up the three. No good. Sentence with the rebound. Poor defense there from Lee Hodges. Just ball watching there as Sentence collected the rebound and scored. And Drew Spinks now calls a timeout for the Storm. Kestrels lead 69-60.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a killer there for the Storm. They've done so well, and then a very, very split-second breakdown, lapse in concentration perhaps, and Sentence snuck in there for the easiest 2 points he's going to score tonight.
And Elliot Sentence now moves on to 19 points. Mike Williams leading all scorers for the Hemel Storm. However, the visitors trail 69-60 in what has been a really entertaining and at times quite scrappy game. However, the Kestrels, they're undefeated so far this season. They've blown out all that have come before them. Hemel, though, really making it a game of it thus far.
And we knew they would. We knew they would. The Storm have been a very impressive team this year. You know, you don't play with the big boys of the National League Division 1 without being a high-quality outfit. And that's what they're showing themselves to be. And this is going to be, like the women's game earlier, this is going to be a 40-minute game.
Of course, our match ball suppliers, Wilson, sponsoring tonight's game alongside Dynamic and SportServe. Back to the action. Here is Adalola for the Storm. Adalola looking for options, finds Ashby. Adalola puts up a three, puts it in the face of Ian Smith. Big three for Bodie Adalola. That's just his, in fact, it's his third three-pointer of this game. He's 3 for 13 from the field. Travis Charles short with his 2. Mike Williams with the rebound. Great bit of possession here from the Storm. Ashby puts up a 3. Polion with the rebound. Twists and turns and scores. And the gap all of a sudden is 4 points with 5:25 remaining.
This is just what the Storm needed. Now for a stop, and we've got ourselves a real ball game right now.
Solent fans just getting a little quiet inside this venue. Charles, no good. Hodges with the rebound. Here comes Adalola. Adalola driving at Smith. Kicks it out. Hodges will reset. All the way. Beautiful backdoor cut, and Williams finishes. And it's a 2-point game.
What have we said all game? Movement, movement, movement. That's going to generate opportunities. It's going to generate baskets.
Adalola with his 5th assist. And Williams now on 23. Charles from the elbow. Long. And a foul has been called. And it's on Adalola. That's Adalola's 2nd foul of the game.
That is not a great foul to give up. Drew Spinks knows that. Not a disaster, not the end of the world, but again, a bit of a momentum killer, maybe a pendulum swing moment.
Sam Newman coming back into the game. Lee Hodges takes a seat. That's a small lineup that Hemel now have on the floor. Charles inside to Dads. Dads short, but he gets the offensive rebound. Charles at the 3rd attempt, and Charles puts it in.
I mean, that is the immediate danger of taking out one of your bigs and not replacing him with an Ollie Dykes.
Absolutely. Travis Charles now will really fancy his chances if as Hemel have gone small. Adalola for 3. Charles with the rebound, and here comes Smith. Okoronkwo finds a bit of room and banks it home. Williams now limping across court. Adalola. Polion puts up a 3. Short. Dads with the rebound. Good possession, or good spell here from the Kestrels. And a whistle has gone. But a good spell of possession at the moment from the Solent Kestrels, fighting back against Hemel Storm, who narrowed the gap to 2 at one stage.
I gotta say, it's been a perfect spell of possession. It's exactly what they want. They've got 2 fouls in this possession. They've got several points. They've got stops. They've got everything that you could possibly want out of the last, minute of basketball.
And from those possessions, Greg Polion now moves on to 14 points and 12 rebounds. He has a double-double. He started the game very quietly, didn't put any points on the board until quite late on the 2nd quarter, and now has a double-double.
That's just the quality of that individual, that player.
Okoronkwo driving at Newman. Wild pass goes out of bounds.
Okay.
Elliot Sentence couldn't hold on to it.
So, again, Is that a bit of a momentum killer? 6-point ball game. 4-0 run for the hosts.
Still a lot of time. 3:25 remaining. Kestrels leading by 6. Poor pass there from Williams. And he goes down and he stays down. He was grimacing as he was falling. And Travis Charles remains unscathed, but Mike Williams looks like he's holding his ankle there.
Yeah.
And as he was going down, he went down. You could see the grimace on his face as he went to the floor.
Yeah, it looks like he got jammed up a little bit underneath the frame of Travis Charles there. Hopefully it's not a twist or anything. It's just a particularly bad bang, you know. I wouldn't want to kick Travis Charles.
Such a warrior tonight, Mike Williams. 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. And I think he's just tightening the laces, and he's going to walk it off. And that, you know, that especially with 3:17 remaining, you want someone like Mike Williams on the floor. Some of the Hemel fans that I can see below us, just a little bit of worry on their face.
I mean, the way his college coaches talked about him, you know, he's all about grit, toughness, work ethic. I've said it before, I've said it again. That is what this guy is, and we are seeing it right now. Like, that looked like it could have been it looked incredibly painful. You saw it on him. He's not a guy that goes down faking things, and he's back on his feet. He's tightened up his boots, and he's ready to go back out there to work.
Of course, you can sense now that Solent might be smelling blood a little bit. As soon as they see Mike Williams on him, or on a player, they can drive to the hoop and take advantage of that, try and test that ankle out.
They will. They'll test it. I'm not too sure they're going to find what they want to find.
Dads turns it, or Sentence turns it over. Adalola, pull up 2, and that's good. Mike Williams still, though, hobbling as he was running.
Very gingerly. Big concern.
That really could play a part. Adalola, though, with the 2. Dads. Sentence for 3. Puts it in. Elliott Sentence from downtown. He moves on to 22 points.
And who was his man on the closeout? It was Mike Williams.
The former Leicester Warriors player coming good when it matters. Adalola from the same spot. Makes no mistake again. Hemel Storm not going away just yet.
They like the mid-range down here in Southampton, and I'm loving it.
Smith. Sentence. Charles inside. Loses it. Picks it back up. Shot clock winding down. Smith for 3. No good.
Hodges on the leak out.
Okoronkwo battled for it, but here come the Storm. Williams for 3. Short. Newman, and they will slow it down. 1:51 remaining. Still a lot of time. Adalola puts the Jets on. No good on the follow, Hodges.
Lee Hodges, second chance basket. Good.
3-point game. Smith. Charles. Sentence. Okoronkwo inside off the glass. Adalola. Every possession really counts now. Good defense from Okoronkwo on Adalola. Here's Polion. Hodges. Newman. Nice link-up play with Hodges. Nearly got the foul. No, it's a travel.
It's unlucky. That's
big call there from the official. 1:07 remaining.
It looked like the right call to me, but I like the idea. They're coming around the corner, the handoff. It was all good, but the footwork wasn't quite there. But Williams still not happy on that ankle, I don't think.
He's going to play on regardless. You know that. Man from Brooklyn, New York. They're known for their tough, rugged player basketball. Sentence. Driving at Polion. No good, but he gets his own rebound. And now they'll slow it down. Dads inside, off the glass. No, he travelled.
Travel. That's a big call.
He travelled with it too.
That's a big call.
Oh, I thought that was a huge play there. With 43.2 seconds remaining, timeout called by the Storm. And the Kestrels lead 78-73. And without a doubt, the Storm really giving it to Solent. And Kestrels have won every game thus far by double digits and really are being put to the test here by the Hemel Storm, who are just not going away.
They're not going away. We knew they wouldn't go away. They knew they wouldn't go away. The question I have is it time to take Mike Williams out? I know he's a battler. We all know he's a battler. We know he's put up 23 points today. He's so important. But that ankle isn't quite where it needs to be. Is there an energy player on that bench that can give them something a little bit different and a little bit more?
Well, I mean, if it goes to, I mean, goodness forbid if we go to overtime, and there is a chance of that.
Oh, for sure.
There is a chance. 43 seconds, a long time.
Absolutely.
In basketball, and, you know, there is a chance. You know, Storm could get some possessions, get some stops. You must ask yourself, is Williams fit enough to actually play through the overtime period?
Is that a consideration that you bring in? Do I have confidence in 5 or another guy to get us that 5, get us, save him a little bit? Probably. You probably don't do that, but it's something to think about.
Hemel possession. Every possession now counts for the Storm. They need a basket here. Adalola. Good defense inside. Hodges goes up, misses, blocked by Sentence. Williams goes up off the glass, no good. Dad's with the rebound. And Dad's now throws it ahead to Smith. And it will stay a Solent possession. It comes off Adalola last. And you feel that was Hemel's big chance. But chances inside. They blew the layup twice. And now 16 seconds left.
It's a game of such small margins. Their only hope, their only chance is an immediate steal, transition basket, and then it's going to be a 3-point ball game. You need that shot to go up and in. You need that ball back.
Hodges really needed to score there, didn't he, on that last possession? Blew the layup, and then, of course, the next one was blocked by Sentence. Mike Williams had his chance, and he blew the layup as well under intense pressure.
I mean, and that's what causes that. You know, good defense. It wasn't lax defense. They were there. They were on them the whole way, and that pressure is going to cause you to make mistakes where, you know, we all know what Lee Hodges can do, what Mike Williams has done all day long. And in the crunch moment when the defense comes knocking, and that injury as well, like.
Absolutely. 16.3 seconds remaining. Thank you to everyone for the comments. Keep them coming. 16 seconds is a long time in basketball, so just keep the comments coming. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Basketball England YouTube channel. On what has been a fantastic day of basketball, we watched the women, Solent Kestrels women, defeat the Loughborough Riders 82-61, and here the Kestrels men lead 78-73 in what has been a titanic clash here on the South Coast.
What did we say earlier? Both games, full 40 battles. And that's what we love to see in English basketball.
And time is definitely on the side of the Kestrels. Ian Smith and Wyatt Williams with the foul. That'll be his third. 14.7 seconds left. There's 0.7 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And so far, the Storm not yet in the penalty. Kestrels with only 2 team fouls. And Charles and Hodges now fouls. And he's taken 2 seconds off the shot clock. And Lee Hodges will foul out of the game with 7 points.
Interesting that Will Ashby's the guy to come in. Shooting guard makes sense if you get the opportunity. You know, he can hit them threes.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the first thought now that you've got is desperation. If you're, you know, if Hemel are now on offense, the first thing they'll be thinking of is shooting the 3 ball.
Absolutely.
As Charles makes the first.
Makes no mistake there. And that is big. He's not had the points that he's used to tonight, but that is massive.
Charles now moves on to 11 points to go with 7 rebounds. Misses the second. Newman with it. Here is Ashby. And Ashby inside. Polion misses the 2. And with 1.1 seconds remaining, we'll go to the foul line. But Solent, you feel, have survived this one. This is without a doubt been their toughest game so far this season. They're still going to be unbeaten. As Greg Polion will go to the line for 2.
It's been my word of the day a little bit, but learning experience. Both of these teams are going to be so much better for going through this experience. I mean, what a performance we've seen from both sides, all 4 teams today. But, yeah, lots to take away from this for both coaching staff, both sets of players. And when it's going to come down to the crunch time of the season, they're going to rely on memories and experience like this to get them through the dark times.
And Solent now all but ready, all but set to move to 11-0 here in the NBL Division 1. Hemel in second place will drop to 8-3. Worthing Thunder play tomorrow at home to Liverpool. They're also on an 8-2 record. 1.1 seconds left. And Polion splits the free throws, but really it's academic timeout called by Matt Guyman of all people.
Like I said earlier, great learning experience.
Yes.
You know, the crowd's still here, the crowd's still into it, both sides are still into it, still up for it. If you want to go into something, you know, if you want to try and run a final set like this, you know. And again, I would imagine the Hemel bench would understand that to an extent. And, hey, it's good learning for them as well.
Absolutely. As mentioned, Hemel will now drop to 8-3. They still are in second place, though, in the table. Worthing Thunder, who also are in second place, will play Liverpool tomorrow at the Worthing Leisure Centre.
What a season we're seeing in the National Basketball League Division 1. Absolutely brilliant basketball action every single week between these sides.
But no doubt Solent were definitely challenged tonight. They've beaten every team by double digits, and now they are going to be 11-0, but they will only be beating Storm by 5 points tonight. And the Solent fans all on their feet. Well,
Storm fans as well.
The portion of them on their feet, as are the Storm fans. Great appreciation for both teams. And it ends here. Sentence was thinking about putting up the 3, was blocked partially by Okoronkwo. And that's the game. Solent Kestrels have survived, but they have defeated the Hemel Storm 79-74. Elliot Sentence with 22 points. Mike Williams with 23, leading all scorers for the Hemel Storm. Drew Spinks will be worried, though, about Mike Williams' ankle, just to see how that goes in the next few days.
He seems,
for him.
Yeah, sorry. He seemed to be, you know, mostly okay towards the end there. Hopefully it's nothing serious. We don't want to see any of our top talent here in the National Basketball League suffering with any injuries, especially after a performance like this. But like I said, he seemed to cope with it well down the stretch, you know, during the crunch time minutes. It wasn't bad enough to take him out. But it's just wrapping up, what a day's basketball we've been treated to here in the Solent University Sports Centre.
And that brings an end to our full day of coverage here on NBL Live on the Basketball England YouTube channel. We watched the Solent Kestrels women defeat the Loughborough Riders 82-61. And here in the final game, we saw the Solent Kestrels defeat the Hemel Storm 79-74. I've been John Hobbs alongside Darren Paul. Good night, everybody.